If you like any kind of sports, you got to watch this next interview. Man, this is a nice young fella who decided, got to help young athletes, people who are just on the verge of getting to the next level in their sport, whether it's a golfer, a bowler, a skier, a tennis player, anything you could think of. And it's a way for you as a potential fan to be involved in that sport with a real up-and-comer, for next to nothing. But more importantly, this fella saw that need and put up this website. I mean, he's not making zillions of dollars or anything. It's really there to help people. And that's what you can do. You can go out in the world and find problems and it's things that have to be solved, and just don't sit there and complain about what's going on. That gosh, for a couple $100 you can put up a website and start solving the problem like he did. So now we have a place, like if you want to know more about professional tennis or whatever, you could sponsor like for $25 to help some young player get to the next tournament or whatever it is, and you become actually involved in the coaching and all this kind of stuff to become a participant and talk to other people who are supporting this. So it's a way to know the background of all these sports, what it really takes, instead of reading Sports Illustrated or ESPN about to actually be involved, in any sport you could think of, snowboarding, whatever it is. So watch this and think of it as maybe you want to help somebody in a sport that you're really interested in, so you could be involved and know more about that sport and how people have to devote so much time, and help them, give them a little kick, that little, whether $25 or whatever. I mean, that's like giving somebody a hug and another encouragement to get on. We all need that, no matter who we are. And these people are working their hearts out trying to get to the next level of whatever sport they're in. So it's a chance to be involved and watch that process. So watch this interview. Well, Daniel Nagler, man, your site is, it's just involvedfan.com. So if you're a fan of athletes, right, and people want to become professional athletes, you go to your site and kick in a few bucks to make sure these people perform for the rest of their life and contribute as much as they can. I mean, it's a terrific site. So you're really raising money for athletes that need that extra boost, right, in their career.
That's right, Matthew. Thanks for having me on today. That you got it right on the head. It's all about putting the fans and the athletes together, helping the athletes get to where they need to be.
But more importantly, from a fan side, I mean, now a fan has a way, because they're not working as hard as any athlete who wants to be professional, whatever, they're working their butt off trying to do this, right? So the average person who likes sports thinks they're a jock because they spend 4 hours on the golf course on Saturday, right?
Well, I'm not going to take away from those guys, because I'm one of them. But for sure, there's no comparison to the professional athlete or even the semi-professional or up-and-coming amateur athlete. This is their lives. This is their careers. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year type thing. Absolutely.
But, I mean, we all have the fantasy, especially men in this country, I don't know, women are the same way, of being a professional athlete or something, because as young men, we see all this. And, we never make it, most of us, and now we have a way to be part of the action in a way, like helping somebody else do it, has better skills than we do and maybe get there. So by giving them a few dollars, man, we're in the game, aren't we?
Absolutely. It doesn't take much to help one of these athletes move up even a little bit, or move up a lot. So we can't all be professional athletes, unfortunately, but we can be part of the action. We can be part of the game. We can make a difference in the athlete's career and in the results, and we can really be a part of that, hands-on.
Yeah. Well, I was reading one of the people, like this young tennis player, 15 years old. I mean, she was getting to be ranked, international ranking, and because she didn't have $500 to go to a tournament, she's off the board now and has to climb back up.
That's no lie, Matthew. That's no lie. That's the real deal. It's that competitive.
Yeah, and it's just $500 that stops them, and to get to the next level, to go on, to see how they're good. And to me, what it is, particularly older people in the country, kid, it's like watering a garden. We have a chance for a few dollars to water this garden, this plant that needs the water to grow into something special. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's every little bit counts, and you know, the first step creates a foundation for the second step for the athlete, and you can't really skip steps along the way. You got to work your way up. So if you find an athlete that you have some connection to, if they went to the same college as you, or they're from the same hometown, or whatever it might be, or you just randomly want to help someone out, there's a real opportunity to do that.
And you're really showing that with your life too. You set up this website by yourself, right? To try to solve this problem for people. And you're really almost like donating your life in a way to helping these young athletes.
Well, you could say I've donated some time. I guess that would be a fair statement. I spent a lot of time around some of these athletes, and I saw what it was like for them. And I saw an issue or a problem that they needed help with, and wherever there's a problem, there's a solution as well. You just got to find it. And lo and behold, in professional sports, the solution is the fan. They're there to help the athlete out, to root them on, and to help them out, and to get involved in the game, and to make a difference. So I have put some time into this, but this is a passion for me, just like being a fan is a passion for so many other people out there as well.
So like that woman who needed to go to that tournament, for $500. I mean, 50 people, $10 a piece. She was there. She could have been there. Right? And so that's what we have the power to do with $10 with somebody's life, right?
Absolutely. It's easy enough. It all adds up, every little bit, and that's the concept of the website. Isn't that we're expecting someone to come in here and single-handedly save the day,
right?
But we want to bring the fans together piece by piece, and a bunch of small pieces make up a big piece and make up a solution, and absolutely.
But I could see that. I mean, you get 50 people doing that, $10 a piece, and they become like the general manager almost of this athlete, because they're involved and they know, they could keep track of everything that's happening to them, and probably even talk among themselves and constantly give them advice and ideas, whether it's used or not.
Absolutely. InvolvedFan.com is sort of like the next generation fantasy sports, because fantasy sports, you feel like you're the general manager, like you're involved in putting pieces together, but really that's fantasy, and this is real.
Right.
So that's the big difference there. Absolutely.
So you're into football or tennis or golf, or you have a whole bunch, fencing even. So you hook up with a young person, and you understand the whole business now by just contributing $10 to their life. You start seeing what that whole thing is involved and how they become a professional from the inside.
For sure. We send out newsletters every so often with updates on the athletes, and the updates don't come from InvolvedFan.com. They come from the athletes, and the athletes let the fans know what they're up to, what they've been up to, what their travels have been like. And then for sure, the fans start to follow any particular athlete that they're supporting. They on their own. They start looking up the results online, in the newspaper, whatever it might be, going to a match in person and seeing them play. And it's really great. It grows almost exponentially.
But it's to me now. Then when I'm watching a professional sport, then I could, if I'm involved in someone trying to get to that level, then when I watch it, I could understand what it really took to get there. When I'm watching it, and the experience of watching these professionals could be enhanced because now you knew how tough it is to get there because you were involved in helping somebody try to get there.
Well, I can't say that I've never said, boy, I can do that. But maybe that's because I didn't know what it takes to do that.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. Right. It's kind of getting behind the scenes and living it from their shoes.
Right.
And once you walk in the athlete's shoes, you're going to know what it's like, and you're probably going to have a few blisters.
Right. And that's better than watching a rerun of Rudy on late night TV or something.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. Well, you're kind. Well, Daniel, it's a great sign. I'm so glad you did this for us, and to have people be involved in sports. I mean, sports is one of the biggest thing in our country, and it attracts so many people. And now we have a chance for the average person to help another average person reach the epitome of their sport, and that's through involvedfan.com. Right.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate your time also.
My pleasure. Nice. I'm glad you're doing this work, Daniel. Take care.
Thank you, Matthew.
Bye. Okay, you're going to quit your job and now become that professional golfer you always wanted to be? And go on the internet and raise money to start playing the tour.